Good morning and happy day after Thanksgiving. So I wasn't going to vlog and I was like, my hair actually looks decent. Not as good as it was yesterday by any means. It's actually kind of a mess. But, you know, I typically just haven't really been doing much with myself, so you don't want to vlog. So I decided, you know what, let me do so. So I'm going to the dog park. It is freezing out, but it's sunny out. And it's been really black skies for the past week, and yeah, so I decided, hey, let's go out. So I thought this should be the best time to do a quick little discussion vlog about chronic illness and basically any of my thoughts or advice or ideas or my issues, whatever it may be. I'm basically going to talk to you as if I'm talking to a friend of mine. I'm going to just talk to you guys about chronic illness. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this because right now being that the trees have no leaves, I'm looking out the window by the way, there's no leaves on them. I can't really tell if it's windy out. And so when you go outside, I wanted to vlog while at the dog park, but I know that it tends to be very loud if it's even a little bit windy, and I don't know if the vlog's gonna sound good or if I should just do it when I get home, but I kind of want a different environment for my vlog than me just sitting at the house. So I'm going to figure that out. So I'll either see you guys as soon as I get to the dog park or wherever I find a place to chat with you guys. Wow, I mean, okay, it's cold. All right, so it's probably much colder than I think it is, but it's just way too cold for my hands to hold the camera. So I walked around the whole park. I came to the smaller park. Oh my God, my hands are so cold. And I got some photos of the dogs wearing their matching outfits, and I didn't get any good ones of them together, but I have two really good ones in the same spot of them singly, so I'm seeing if I can like edit the photos together. Anyway, Freckles is of course staring at me because I'm in my car and she won't leave my side, and Gizmo's running around, but I needed some warmth. But I want to talk to you guys about chronic illness and just random stuff, some just thoughts that are in my mind, including one, misconception is ridiculous. I hate the fact, whoa, it's really dark in here. I hate the fact that people that don't understand chronic illness see it as you exaggerating or faking it. Because with chronic illness, one day I could be able to go food shopping without my wheelchair, and then the next day I'm having to use a wheelchair and repeat. Or I'm not able to, I don't know, vacuum, and then the next day I can. And just like any illness, and that's, put aside chronic illness, that is how it is. You know, you have a headache and then you don't, and then the next day you have a headache again and then you don't, or you have a stomach ache and a few hours later you're able to go out and have fun. You know, that is just how it is. And the same thing with chronic illness. But it seems that when you use that term chronic illness, people start to try to break you down, and it's quite tiresome and annoying and hurtful, and you're always trying to prove to someone something, and I feel that you shouldn't have to prove anything. All you have to do is prove that you are strong and that you're able to make it through, and that should be all that you need to prove. So that is one, you know, misconception, and one thing that does bother me when it comes to the chronic illness world. My nose is dripping. I'm so cold. Whew. There are so many doctors out there that will tell you about a particular chronic illness that you may have, and that there is no treatment, and that you're going to have to suffer. And you have to make sure that you just don't give up, because there's always something out there for you. Whether it's a cure or not, there's something out there for you. And that could be a diet that just helps you feel better, or For instance, a movie that just makes you forget that you're sick. There may not be a cure, but who's to say there won't be a cure in your lifetime, you know? If there's no cure ever, there's always something to help brighten up your day. And it doesn't have to be that medicine that you've been waiting for, that your insurance finally is covering. It could be anything. And there are those people who are hearing those words from the doctor saying that there isn't nothing else that we can do. This is all we can do for you. And they're talking about medically speaking, you know, and there's always something out there. And it's basically, you have to trust in yourself, trying to figure out what it is, and you have to confront your chronic illness. You have to move forward and figure out what it is that forms your life with this chronic illness and what makes you feel better and makes you get through living a life with chronic illness. Now, some people don't take no as an answer, or that there is no more treatment. They push forward and they think outside the box. And so some people go out and do more research. They spend time reading studies and maybe even trying out some ideas within their home to seeing how they feel, because you as an individual are able to make your own decisions, and you can decide that maybe eating, now this is very dramatic, 5 pizzas a day for X amount of time, because this study said that this much fat and this much this together form this and that. What if you doing that makes you feel better, and out of all the treatments you've ever had, this is what helped you sustain a good life, you know? So maybe reading studies and trying out some things may be the thing for you, but not for others. Maybe you'll find that thing that no one's heard of, and that you can tell your success story, and then it becomes something. You know, the lemonade diet or keto, you know, they came from somewhere, and I'm sure there are lots of other ideas out there, and they could be as simple as, I don't know, eating 20 cups of I don't even know, 20 cups of milk, and then 1 cup of, warm water and salt for 2 months. That could make the biggest difference. And until you do your research and stuff, you never know. And that could help many other people in the future. All right, so clearly from the window, it's many hours later. It was so cold, and I didn't want to keep vlogging in the car, and I kind of wanted to come home and, well, I shouldn't tell you guys, so I'm not going to. I wanted to come home and do something, and I did it. And I was going to vlog going to this certain area or place, and or after, which it is technically after, but I wanted to do it like outdoors. Anyway, I'm home. I literally got home, took my vest off my dogs, and sat down and put the camera up. You guys are posted up on a thermos, which is really funny. Anyway, so about this whole chronic illness, I have so many thoughts about chronic illness, and because I'm not sticking to one subject, it's a little different, and this is kind of all over the place because that is how my brain has always worked. And when it comes to chronic illness, there are so many different things that go on with chronic illness, and so that's kind of how my mind is. And at this very moment, my mind's kind of clear in the sense that it's clearly thinking about how you can cope with chronic illness. So it's funny because I feel like this whole video is very borderline, not borderline, whoa. I was gonna say borderline personality or bipolar disorder. Completely not what I was thinking of. It's so ADHD or ADHD, I think. Because it's all over the place. But that's only because I'm separating things, and each time I come back to you guys, what I was talking about isn't anything in my mind any longer. I have new thoughts, so I'm just making sure to kind of bring up anything that I'm thinking about when it comes to chronic illness. And at this very moment, it's coping with chronic illness. Like, for instance, I had it in my mind and I couldn't even think about it. So, one is distraction. Netflix, Hulu, any of those video movie apps is perfect. It is my number one for me. Now, these, you know, options aren't for everybody. You know, some people don't even like TV. That's my cat, if you can hear him. Keeping a journal for number two, that's not for me, but it definitely helps for many people. Okay, I'm not huge on like talking to people about my issues really, but therapy works for people, or talking to family and friends, like actually having conversation about your feelings and how you are with that day or week or whatever it may be. Drawing is a good one. That would be good for me, and that would be more like a makeup aspect, so that can be like a big umbrella. And so, you know, actually I probably can draw if I can do makeup, maybe a little. I used to be able to, but like even crayons and a coloring book, you know, stuff like that works for some people. A big thing like at this time these days is yoga and meditation. This shit ain't for me, but it might be for you. Exercise, I know, is huge. I truly believe it does work. I just suck at doing it, not gonna lie. Good night's sleep, I also believe it works. That's an issue for me. I'm a night owl, I'm a day owl. Like, what? You have to think about, like, what are your values? What's important to you? Friends, family, love, relationships, work, money, just basic daily life happiness. You have to figure out what is above the other. What is the most important thing? Maybe it's religion for you. So my mind is going elsewhere, and that is like accepting your chronic illness. Acceptance, you know, that it's like when you're in AA, you go through all the different steps. I forget how many steps there are, 12, 13, and you have to go through the steps. And acceptance, I believe, is one step. Jumping through the denial that you have chronic illness is a whole other step. And you have to tell yourself that you have chronic illness and that it's okay. Chronic illness, it's always changing. It's kind of like change is, it's always like a ongoing process. It's always changing. With chronic illness, because everything's always changing, even when you set forth, I think you know what I mean, I don't think that's the term, you make some people are a list person. I'm a list person, a notes person. You have this list out and you're like, tomorrow I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to do it in this order. And if I can't, I don't have to do 2 and 7 because they can wait. But because chronic illness changes you so dramatically, as much as just your everyday life without chronic illness, tomorrow you may only be able to do number 3, and that's take a shower, not go to the bank, clean the toilets, wash your dogs, and give them a bath, you know. And you have to come to terms with that and feel okay with that. And it's not that easy. Which comes to, I guess, my very last thing for now that's kind of in my mind, is that I have a post that's been on my Instagram for a few days now, and I spoke the truth about where my mental health is with my new weight gain. And if you haven't read it, please go do so. It really hit home because I'm very brutally honest, but I don't have much mental health issues any longer. But I've been hiding this one because I never thought I would ever be here. Not mental health wise, but weight wise. I'm not one to dwell on weight. I'm not one of those girls that's like, oh, my arm is flabby and oh my god, I'm so fat, I'm 120 pounds. I'm not that type of girl. But things are changing with me, and I made a post about it. It's a photo of me. I don't know which photo, but it's probably within the last several days, several posts, so just go look for that. And that just says right there, things are always changing. You never know what's going to happen, but you have to kind of sit back and figure out what the next step is when you have chronic illness. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's all I got to say. This is my talk about chronic illness. This was one of the topics on the poll. The other one is, the original one was about medical apps. I just haven't done that yet, but I will get to that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.